Alright, good afternoon everyone. I'm Joshua, this is Annie and Miranda. We're from Team Oscar and our project is the Deep Learning Society. Now I believe what governs the need for our project is one very simple statistic. 1 out of 4 people in the UK are in fact at any one point in time of their lives actually facing some form of mental illness, the most common being anxiety and depression. The biggest problem out of all of this is that only 1/3 of these people actually seek some kind of professional help for their mental illness. And so with this, we need to ask the question then, with millions of people suffering in silence, how do we actually help them? So I'm going to start this off with a very simple question for everyone. How many of you have actually used one of these social media platforms before? Great, so about probably 95% of you have used them before, probably about 95% at the back who are lying. That's all right. So the thing is, a lot of people actually use these social media platforms. Lots of posts are available there, lots of data are available there. The problem is that a lot of these data are only used for commercial gain. They're only used for financial purposes, for example, for advertising. The question is then, could we use this data for some kind of social good? Could we use this data to perhaps contribute to a better future? So that's the question. That's exactly what we set out to do, and that's exactly what we want to tackle. We want to tackle the problem of depression and anxiety, and we've built a tool to do just this. By scraping web pages and finding posts, we're able to identify who are these people that may suffer from anxiety or depression, and then perhaps find a way for them to seek help. And here's how it works.
So there's 2 basic processes. There's the scraping and there's the labeling of the data. So for the scraping, we just take the posts and turn them into like a vector of integers. And then we had 4 different classifying methods. We have 3 neural networks and a random forest labeling algorithm. The neural networks, in the end, we needed ground truth way larger than we could ever get. So the random forest was the best. And actually, we had no false positive results. And we could identify about 1/3 of the depressed posts, which is considering the fact that 1/3 of people who have depression get diagnosed as it is. I thought that was quite good. So the random forest labeling algorithm. We took the 500 posts that we hand-labeled and picked subsamples from them with replacements so that we could create subsamples of 500 posts which were all different because we've got some replication. We use these subsamples to build the binary decision trees. So at each node, we started at the root, we'd choose a feature and split the data by this feature so that we choose the best post to do this by, whereby like on one side of the tree you've got most of the positive results and on the other side of the tree you've got most of the negative results. You recursively do this down the tree to build up a tree of a binary decision tree. So we did this 5 times and made 5 predictions for each post, and the most common result, we then classified the post as depressed or non-depressed. We then, if the person was classified as depressed, we then got the username of this person and output it to the GUI. So moving on to the future.
So looking forward, there's a lot of ways that we can use the information we have in our product. And one of the ways that we're thinking about is using this for administrators of forums like Momsnet, so that they can monitor the mental health of their users. So if you have a place where people are already sharing their emotions, why not have them notice, hey, we are looking for you, we care about your well-being in a non-invasive way, such as changing their ads, and to perhaps market online therapy or therapy groups nearby them so they don't feel so alone in the real world. And we know we're on the right track because Facebook actually released a tool last week that can identify suicidal posts on Facebook, and they said that this tool was critical to the future of social media. So finally, we want to thank Morgan Stanley, our clients, especially Yana and Mona, for all their mentorship throughout the process, the CL Lab, and the rest of the team for making this possible. Thanks.